Guys, today we have a Q&A, which I have never done on this channel, but I figured now would be a good time. A few days ago, I asked on my community tab, would you guys like a Q&A? And if yes, what's your questions? Anyways, we got like 3,000 votes and 80% said yes, so here we are. Question number 1. Are you going to add gameplay like tournaments in doing stunts or racing in the new racetrack on your dream game? There will be a lot more features than just riding the motorcycle around. I'm not gonna get too far into it with every feature that I plan to add, because then it makes the game 50 billion times easier for someone else to make quicker than I can. So yes, there will be other stuff. No, I can't go into detail on what all there will be. Up next, some of the previous assets you made, some really cool ones, why don't you put them for sale in your site? All of the Christmas assets are actually for free. If you join the Discord, there is the dev resources tab, and you could get them absolutely free. One studio file download and you'll have all of them. Are there going to be leaderboards in your game? Yeah, I would assume so. Definitely some sort of leaderboards. Will you ever make a game where you have your own studios which you use for all your games? I'm guessing you mean, will I ever have a stable dev team that we could keep working together on with multiple projects? I definitely hope to, but at this point I haven't really been able to put one of those together. So hopefully someday, yes. At the moment, well, probably not. It's sad, I know. Next question. How long did it take to get good at building? Are there any tips or tricks to help people on their own development journey? I've been building for a couple years now, and depending who you ask, I'm still not good, so I might not be the most qualified to answer this question. I'd say good is definitely a sliding factor, because there's so many different styles, and for example, I don't really like the old blocky style, so if you build like that, I'd be like, ugh, that's not good, but that's not fair for me to say, because it is good, it's just a different style, so I don't know. All I can say is the very cliche, practice makes perfect. Keep going, and I'm sure you'll be good in no time. You said in your dream game, there will only be vehicles that have 2 wheels and engine or pedals. So will you ever add a scooter with an engine as a joke? Available on April Fool's Day only. It would be cool. That's a fun idea. I do plan on adding like very limited special vehicle sorts and vehicle types to the game. Just to, I don't know. It'd be good for the active players. They'd get like super rare stuff. What is the build that you're most proud of? It'd be a toss-up. Well, I think when the dream game's done, that will 100% be the build I'm the most proud of. Literally all my time and energy goes into building it. But right now, it'd be the map I made for Vortex Simulator back in the day. Probably my favorite style I've ever done. It's a very cartoon gradient style, and I don't know, man. Every time I look at that map, I'm just like, dang, I built this? When are you going to release the dream game? Because it's a passion project. I'll say that I hope to release the dream game in December. That means it's still 10 months away. The bike system alone, to make them super satisfying and going, is gonna take 3 to 4 months, the guy said. And then after that, we need to find a programmer to do all the other gameplay aspects of the game. So the build will be done way before then, but I don't know exactly how long the scripting will take, but I am shooting for December of 2023. Are you ever planning on making more challenges with the Dev King? Yes. If he was down, I would definitely be down, but I don't think he uploads too much anymore, so I don't think we have a great chance of that happening. And their second question is, why did you stop working on Vortex Sim and stop using that style? Interesting that someone actually is curious why I stopped using that style. To be 100% with you, I don't know. The reason I stopped working on it is just the programmer didn't really want to work anymore, and we kind of mutually, I guess, quit. I don't remember how that all happened, but yeah, we just both stopped working on it, I guess. And that style, I definitely think I want to bring it back. It was beautiful, man. Do you prefer making everything yourself with no help, or making a game with a team and make less? I guess it depends on the game. Like, of course, I always will need a programmer because I can't script, but I feel like with the passion project, if I can't do something and make it look fantastic, I'm gonna hire someone who can. So I guess it depends how much I care about the game. All right, this guy has 3 questions. Up first, what did you originally want in life, and how has that changed? I didn't really have like a career path in mind, but I wanted stability, which ironically now I'm doing YouTube, which is super unstable, but home life never was stable. I mean, we moved 2 times in 1 day before. We definitely moved around a ton during high school, and yeah, couldn't really keep friends, couldn't keep a stable environment, not even a stable family around me, so stability was definitely something I was chasing for quite a long time, and I think it's starting to stabilize for the most part. Definitely better than it was, so I don't think anything nothing has really changed. Job-wise, I never really had an idea of what I wanted to do or what I wanted to be, but now I couldn't see myself doing anything else than what I'm doing right now. I just want to get better at making videos and better at building and try to really become like the top YouTuber in the development space on Roblox. And I know there's a lot more for me to learn in order for that to happen, but I definitely want to learn. Second question from the same guy. What would you say to a person who wants to make a Roblox game but doesn't have the motivation? Here's what I gotta say, and it's a harsh reality that I'm learning myself. When you don't have motivation, that's when discipline steps in, and discipline is a lot more important than motivation. But if you're not motivated to even start the game, you're probably not really wanting to be a developer. And the last question is, what was your best and worst experience working as a builder? I'm pretty sure both of these could be summed up in one job that I got. So the company LG commissioned me to make a game for them a few years ago, and it was the best experience because it was a pretty awesome payday. It was the worst experience because they had no idea what they wanted. So every time I would finish, in quotations, it was just, hey, change everything. So it was a great time and a bad time. And yeah, I think that's it. What's your second favorite job in studio? For example, UI designer, animator, etc. Because your favorite, I'm assuming, is building. I don't overly have many more skills in studio other than building. I think I would like to learn UI just because I do like a little bit of design stuff, but it seems super tedious. So, you know, maybe someday I'll learn it, and I definitely want to learn animation as well. How do you stay motivated to complete games? This one's super simple. There's a lot of people that have always told me I couldn't do it, and a lot of people that want to see me fail, and I don't want to give them that satisfaction. So I'm like, hey, I don't have the option for failure. Let's just keep it going. What was your first game that got somewhat popular? Literally the first game I was ever part of. This is back when I had a gaming YouTube channel, and I took the role as a project manager. I didn't really know what I was doing, but you know, hey, it was pretty successful. Yardworks Simulator, guys. You might remember it. In the OG days of the simulators on Roblox, it was pretty good. How did you manage to become so good in Blender? Yeah, good is objective or subjective. I just practice, and sometimes I do stuff that's kind of cool. Would you rather know how to build or script? I guess it depends on the long-term goals. Because building is cool, because I could post anything I do on Twitter and be like, hey guys, look at my work, and I can get likes, right? But if you're a programmer, I mean, you gonna screenshot your script? It's just kind of different. But I think I would rather be a programmer if I knew how. Builders are a lot cheaper than programmers most of the time, and even if they're not, we have a whole toolbox. So it's like, bro, hop on there. If not, go on the Unity asset store. You can buy a whole map. If I knew how to script, I think I'd be quite successful. Will you make a horror game? Someday I really do want to. I'm not gonna lie. The only issue I run into is they would be dark thumbnails, and they probably wouldn't get too many good clicks on YouTube, and then I can't feed my dog. So yeah, that's the only thing keeping me back. What's your favorite bike? I'm assuming you mean motorcycle, just in case anyone watching doesn't know. The Honda Grom. It's just so fun, and it's like a little toy basically. Like you barely have to like treat it like a real motorcycle. You gotta respect it, but it's more so a toy than anything. Is bike handling going to be like real life in the game? As close to it as we can while still making the game fun. And how many bikes are gonna be in the game when it releases? I have no idea. There's gonna be a good bit though. Did you ever stop building and 3D modeling for a while, or did you never stop and keep going? Well, when I started YouTube was basically when I started learning how to build and model. I kind of faked it till I made it, and that didn't really give me the option to ever stop, because I just had to upload every single day. So I never have stopped, but I have stopped improving at points. Sometimes you get comfortable and you just stay in your little bubble, I guess, even if your bubble's not that good. But sometimes I try to push my comfort zone. How much experience do you recommend before doing commissions? I might get some slack for this answer, but experience doesn't matter if someone's willing to pay you. So I'd say when you post your work somewhere, whether that's the dev forum, Twitter, Roblox Talent Hub, someone's Discord, if you post your work and someone hits you up and says, hey, can I commission you? Do you do jobs, stuff like that? Well, then you've done enough to start doing commissions. I would wait till people start hitting you up though. That usually means your work's at a good level for other people's projects. Show us your biggest fail when you were skating or whatever it was. I have a couple motorcycle fails. I have one video where I'm just in the grass with the fire trucks and stuff behind me when I broke my collarbone. So maybe I could put that in here. I got me looping my bike. I could put that in here. Yeah, here's some fails, guys. Yep, you know, little old me failing on motorcycles. What's the worst game you've made in your opinion? The worst game. I don't know, because I feel like if something's that bad, I kind of just delete it from my memory. I'm gonna have to say, in all, Penguin Simulator. I liked that game, but there was a lot of bugs and the gameplay loop wasn't really refined. So in the grand scheme of things, yeah, it wasn't the greatest. How long does it normally take to make a video? Well, luckily for me, I have a beautiful editor named Camblocks. Cam, I mean beautiful as in like personality, okay? Anyways, I'd say he spends more time on a video than I do, simply because I can record for about 20 to 40 minutes, depending on the day or the video, and he edits them all up for your guys' viewing pleasure. So Cam, shout out to you, man. How did your channel get popular off building? I like your Blender skills, by the way. YouTube is pretty simple to start, but hard to keep going. So if you want to get popular, it doesn't matter what you're doing, just start with tutorials or things people would type into the search bar, and then after you start building a little bit of a following, it's pretty easy to switch over to challenges or other things. But definitely when you're starting a channel, you need to start getting people there by having searchable titles. Do you ever plan on learning how to script or do other things in developing? If so, would you make other channels like Row Scripter, Row Animator, etc.? I do want to learn how to do UI and I want to learn animating, and I think both of those two things would show up on this channel. It'd be pretty silly to have a new channel for everything, and I'm pretty sure someone is already Row Scripter. Like, I'm pretty sure that guy exists. And scripting is not something I want to learn. I can't do it. What's the best way to get my game out there as a small dev? At this point in time, I'd say as a small developer, get on TikTok and start making just a ton of TikToks about your game, whether that's the building process or playing it, trolling players, banning hackers, any sort of idea you can do and turn it into a short form, high energy TikTok. I think that is the best free way to get players on your game. Like, genuinely. When the Dream game comes out, I will definitely be doing a huge TikTok campaign, if it's still popular by that time. Do you think the Dream game will be a success? Well, we can definitely hope so, but I can think about this one both ways. Yes, it's gonna be an awesome game on Roblox, but how many Roblox players are really interested in the bike life? This game's definitely more so for me and my friends, and if it manages to be a success, well, I'd be nothing short of happy. Very, very happy. So we can hope for the best, but expect the worst. Do you think the low poly look will get old and tiresome anytime soon? Well, I guess that's personal preference. I think every game genre has its building type. Simulators, a realistic simulator wouldn't really be that cool, I don't think. Or maybe it'd be super cool. We might have to try some things. But no, I think every style will stay around for as long as you let it. I mean, there's still people building in the 8-bit style that was popular in like super old game systems like Atari and stuff. So I think every style will always have a place. Now guys, we have a ton more questions, but I don't want this video to be an hour long out of respect for your viewing time and for the editor's editing time. So I think we're gonna wrap it up here. If it gets 2,000 likes, which is a super high goal, I know, but if it gets 2,000 likes, I'll make a part 2 and answer the rest of the questions. But for today, that's gonna wrap it up. If you did enjoy and you want to see more content like this, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Later.